Well, I've been saying this day would come again and it would be pretty obvious. And one of the reason why I said it would be obvious is because you can't port games to, these big games to PlayStation without people knowing, right? Like that's honestly like the big thing that people have to kind of understand when it comes to some of these things. But anyway, right now it looks like there is a massive rumor slash leak, and take this with a grain of salt, but it looks like Forza Horizon 5, among other big Xbox quote unquote exclusives, are heading to PlayStation. So, before the end of 2024. The biggest talking point in the Xbox community today obviously centers around a rumor that says that Xbox first party game will be announced for PlayStation 5 next week, although no one seems to know what it is as kind of things stand right now. Some believed it might be Forza Horizon 5. That was before Windows Central Jez Gordon advised that according to his sources, that's not the case. There's still a belief among some apparent insiders that Forza Horizon 5 will be heading to PS5 eventually, though, and here's what a very reliable insider has to say. And I quote, "The announcement, it's the least of it if it happens this week, next week, or the next. But Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5 in the coming months, as I confirmed in my GIF, and as many colleagues have already corroborated. Jez has his sources and I have mine, and of course I respect his work. But from what I have received, the launch of Forza Horizon 5 is a reality for the coming months. The day it's announced, nobody knows." So, before everyone jumps on Jez for his reporting, the Windows Central editor did mention earlier today that Forza Horizon 5 on PS5 could be a possibility, but that he doesn't believe it's the game that'll be announced for PlayStation next week. And I quote, "Forza Horizon 5 likely isn't the game being announced next week. Although that's not to suggest Forza Horizon 5 won't ever be ported. It would make absolutely insane money on PlayStation, no doubt, and I'm sure Microsoft has Forza Horizon 5 as a candidate for port treatment. For what it's worth, Insider Gaming is also reporting that Forza Horizon 5 could be heading to PS5, but it hasn't been able to confirm when that could happen. They suggest that Starfield isn't the game that'll be announced for Sony's platform next week, so maybe we can cross that one off of our list right now. And since they're still working on Starfield for the DLC and stuff, I'm not sure that that one really made a whole lot of sense in general. So we'll have to wait and see how that kind of works out for everybody. But, again, how I feel about this is you can't put your tentpole games on PlayStation, right? You can't do it. It's just one of those things that you need an Xbox. And I know that people will try to argue with me at this point and go, well, for Xbox, it's not about the console. Well, then stop the damn console, right? Don't ruin your brand, because every time these rumors pop up, it puts a little nail in the coffin of Xbox over and over and over again. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this happens. And according to Insider Gaming, it says according to multiple claims, the next Xbox game will be announced for PlayStation 5 next week. In response to the question about what the next ports to PlayStation would be coming, Shinobi, who is a developer himself, says, "What are you doing next week?" He then followed up another question about multiple games coming with, "I don't know about multiple games, but a big one at least." After that surface, we got to see a gift that said Feliz Cinco de Mayo. Based on that tease alone, it could be assumed that the game being announced will be Forza Horizon 5 for what it's worth. Insider Gaming says they heard similar of Forza Horizon 5 coming to PlayStation. However, they haven't been able to confirm when that could happen. If an announcement is come to next week, it could be during Gamescom opening night, live on August 20th. Speaking of Gamescom, Insider Gaming will also be on the site, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to link all of this stuff so you guys can see it. But, like I said, a lot of these people are, kind of talking about this, and clearly on one forum, Reset Era users Nate Drake and Shinobi have both intimidated that Xbox has new PS5 port coming soon. Noted leaker also said, like I said, Forza Horizon 5. After 4 titles were ported as part of a quote-unquote experiment, only one of them took off, which was Sea of Thieves, which apparently sold okay on PlayStation 5. Forza Horizon 5 was released back in November of 2021, and of course, obviously, people really enjoyed the game. And, again, it's a really good game, but it's like one of those things where people should realistically make sure that you have some kind of amazing exclusives there, for your fans, right? This is what you have to do. You can't let, like, Forza Horizon. Honestly, Forza Horizon was the game that saved Xbox One, right? Just think about how bland that console would have been without Forza Horizon. Like, it would have been pretty lackluster, right? Forza Horizon, the only games that Microsoft can get out that are routinely 90 plus rated. In fact, Forza Horizon 5, people wanted that to be game of the year, which, how good a racing game has to be. Not racing game of the year, mind you, but game of the year, right? And it won IGN's game of the year that year. So that is crazy to me to think that that is, kind of the case there. And, I have to say, it makes a lot of sense for Microsoft to not put that on PlayStation, right? They might make a little bit of money, but I've said this time and time again, what good does that do if you're killing your console, right? You can't kill your console. You need that. That's the majority of Game Pass subscribers. That is realistically the way that the majority of people are going to access your content. And again, you're just killing the way that people look at Xbox, and Xbox is already selling not very well. So when you look at this from the outside, it's not a good thing. It's just honestly not a good thing. And people realistically look at this and kind of go, it is a real shame that Xbox didn't have more exclusives or whatever. It's like Microsoft lies a lot, I really hope that it's one of those things that kind of comes about and, really kind of showcases what Microsoft's faults are lately. This is really a bad negative, and to see all of these rumors start cropping up again, of course it's going to happen. Like, people are going to start talking about this stuff time and time again. Hey, Xbox is about to lose all of its exclusives. What then becomes the point of an Xbox? Well, the point doesn't exist after a certain point in time, to be honest with you. Like what's going on, and how can anything happen in the future that attracts people to the platform if there's no exclusive content on there, right? I think that that's realistically just a terrible situation to kind of be in. And I think Microsoft has to be a little bit more self-aware than this stuff. Honestly, it does not really make much of a difference to me at this particular point, because I'm not gonna like sell off my Xbox or anything, but it's like, definitely when you considering like a next generation purchase, being able to buy a PlayStation and play Xbox and PlayStation, it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. And again, Microsoft is going to try to make that money, and that short-term gain is going to be what what is going to happen. I think that's going to be the real question going forward, is how can they get anything kind of going in direction. And anyway, I've seen people go, hey, well, how's this might not be true, and listen, it's true. Honestly, this is one of those things that we see so many people kind of talk about it, and at the end of the day, you've got to be able to kind of have people that want to buy into your platform, and they want to buy into your platform if you have great games. And I don't think Game Pass is enough alone, like without some exclusive content there, to kind of go out and have a reason to own this thing. So we could be seeing like the death of Xbox right before us, and that is an extremely bad situation. So again, hopefully this is something that they kind of get a handle on, but if not, then I think that they are screwed, just to be real. So what is your guys' thoughts on this? I think it's bad for the brand. It's a bad look for Xbox. Let me know down below. Not only that, but think about this. Sony has no games basically this year, and you're going to put your best game on PlayStation 5 Pro, where it's probably going to be, amazing with that haptic controller and stuff. I don't know, man. To me, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.